were told that the major reason was because, Joe Ajero, who is the NLC president, was beaten and battered in Imo State last week. Some say it is by a mob. Others say it is instigated by, or was instigated by, the Imo State government. Some others say it was the police who, perpetrated the act. I mean, Labour is accusing the police. The police say it is or was a mob that did it. The Imo State government, it wasn't me. I do not have a hand in it. However, it was as a result of the kind of politics that NLC has decided to get involved with that caused the problem. Also, NLC has somehow, brought back the conversation of, the agreement that was reached between the NLC, the TUC, and the FG sometime in October 3, 2023, when they were supposed to go for an indefinite strike, and one that is, the wage award. One of the major one was the wage award, where 35,000 naira was added to the minimum wage, making it a total of 65,000 naira. However, remember last time we talked about the supplementary budget. One of the reasons for the supplementary budget was so that government could be able to afford the additional wage bill to expenditure of government. There's some of the things I believe, the state of the economy, how things are currently, inflation is biting and all the like. So that's part of the reason they are embarking on strike. But the major reason, which is why, associations like ASU, associations like the Senior Staff Association of is it lecturers or so? What's it called now? SANU. Associations like medical and health, many associations have decided to join in the downing of tools, and they have walked out their offices. In the UK they call it a walkout. They have walked out, and they are saying they will not work. I seen in our bulletin, civil servants in Rivers State are partially complying with the indefinite strike action. Now, corresponding reports that some workers reported work today. The organized labor in Rivers State ordered its affiliates to mobilize their members to shut down every working environment, both in the public and private sectors. Meanwhile, the Minister of Labor and Employment and Productivity, Simon Lalong, has convened a meeting with labor leaders. The NLC and TUC expected at the meeting today. Yesterday, the federal government asked organized labor to shelve its strike, reminding them of a restraining order issued by the National Industrial Court Abuja on Friday. As you know, organized labor says the strike is due to the attack on the NLC president and others in Owerri, Imo State on November 1, as well as other pending labor issues. The president of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, TUC, Festus Osifo, spoke to the media on this one. So let's take a listen to Festus Osifo. But I also tried to get him on the show, so he could give us some details about the happenings. And I could not reach him. I guess he was also very busy with the.
Midnight today, a nationwide strike is going to commence. All affiliates of Trade Union Congress of Nigeria Labour Congress, all state councils of the two centers have been mobilized adequately, and it's going to be indefinite until government at all levels wake up to their responsibility.
All right, until all governments wake up to their responsibility. So, the question I have for you: do you agree with Labour on this one? Is it injury to one, injury to all? Are you part of the solidarity movement? I'd like to know. Remember, the federal government is saying, hey, there is a court restraint, and we're going to charge you with contempt of court. Labour is saying, I don't care. Labour is defiant, and they're saying, hey, go ahead and do whatever it is that you want to do. The federal government is arguing. I've seen in one of the reports, newspaper reports today, the federal government is arguing, it's not our fault. We didn't do you any wrong. it's not the fault of the federal government. Why do we have to suffer for it? Why do we have to be the one to bear the brunt? After all, Ajero went to Imo to play politics, and that's why he was beaten, and that's what the federal government is saying, as seen on the trust. And the federal government being talked about in this case is, I think, Bayo Onanuga, and is the one being quoted, and is the one being saying it's unjustifiable. This will cause hardship. This will worsen the economic situation. Remember, NSA did say it's a bankrupt country. Not my words. NSA did say it's a bankrupt country. So think about it. Will this not worsen the situation? And Bayo is arguing in that direction, or should I say the federal government is arguing in that direction and saying ASU should shelve the strike. It's not in the interest of anybody. Inflation is terrible and it may get worse if we continue in this direction. But as you must have listened in the course of some of our news bulletins, some Nigerians, especially those working at the Secretariat, are saying, it's a welcome development. Better now than never. Do you agree? Are you on the side of the federal government? Are you on the side of Labour? What side are you on, and what side do you think is the true side? I'd like to hear from you while I'm still waiting for my guest to reach out so we can have a conversation via the phone. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp messages, you go to the number 0809-0306416. Remember, we're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. And we are active on X, Nigeria Info PH. So let's drop comments therein and let's talk food development of our nation. So, I mean, looking at all of the arguments, I hope I've been able to cover all of it. I've told you that a lot of the affiliates to Labour, I'm talking about ASU, the health and medical associations, senior staff associations, even some people in Pegasin and some people in the power sector, some people in, different sectors are saying, we're going to go on strike. At some point, it was reported that TCN, Transmission Company, has also gone on strike, but they debunked that. Let's start with Zion, calling from GRA. Zion, welcome on the show.
I will not be on the side of any of these parties.
Okay.
Because none of the negotiations have captured the Nigeria entity. What all this negotiation is being based on is based on unions.
Okay.
Now, where is the position of the office of the people?
All right.
The office of the citizens, who is going to negotiate with them? And this is what the people don't know. The problem is still there. We have to solve it. So you find out that we end up dealing with people who are not competent, people who are not dynamic. I challenge the president in this moment. He's not thinking about the office of the citizens. He's only thinking about NLD. Oh, NLD, they worry me. Oh boy, go discuss with them. What about the office of citizens?
All right.
Until we get to that point to have a collaborative discussion, a conversation that is going to capture the entity Nigeria, see that the people are being liberated from this present quagmire. Just one comment the president made that day: subsidy has gone. The problem started.
Zion, let me pause you. Someone just sent in a message via WhatsApp and said you made a comment 7 days ago that Labour will not be able to go on strike, that they will rescind their decision or their threat, and if they do go on strike, that you were going to do X, Y, Z. I'm not going to mention what he said you were going to do, but I guess you know what you were going to do.
The fact is this.
Okay.
I know this person just want to call me out, and thank God I will respond.
I don't even know how you remembered, but you said.
Why not? See, I'm like a fan too. I know where I'm coming from. I don't forget my root.
Okay.
The truth is this: the strike is not yet holistic. Don't forget, some state unions have not yet subscribed to it.
Okay.
Even the River State NLC have not yet subscribed to it.
No, there's partial
They are
compliance.
pleading, okay, partial, to tell you that it's not holistic. That is the underlying word.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say before I leave the floor, because others are waiting, this conversation, the negotiation should capture the office of the citizens for a better welfare.
All right,
and
then.
I think the issue of this fuel matter,
All right.
subsidy, we need to renegotiate.
All right, thank you, Zion. Zion, I'm going. Thank you very much. Clinton from Bori, welcome. What is on your mind, please? Let's get to hear you.
Canada, just like Zion have clearly stated, I am not on the side of Labour. I am not on the side of the federal government. Firstly, the Labour, this year's strike is premised on the wrong notion that Joe Ajaero was beaten. That is a very wrong notion, because the man went to Imo State to play politics. He went to play solidarity with the Labour Party in Imo State, not as a Labour union.
Clinton, he has denied playing party politics. He said he went there for the interest of Imolite.
He will definitely deny now. He's not a human being. He will deny.
Okay.
But going forward, all the thing they've said, the demands they've made to the federal government, Canada, it only affects those that are working, the working class. What happens to the common man in Nigeria? What happens to the common trader in the market? So they are not making demands for Nigeria, they are making demands for themselves. And when they go to these meetings, they have the brand envelopes and they go to the house and sit down and call the public and say, the Nigerians are tired of it, please.
All right. So you're not excited about this strike, I guess. All right. So do you agree with the first two callers? We go for a quick commercial break. When we do come back, we'd like to get your thoughts. Remember, we're live on Facebook, Nigerian for PH. Drop your comments in the comment section. We're live on YouTube as well. Nigerian for PH is the handle. And we're active on X, Nigerian for PH. Or better still, you can start dropping your messages via WhatsApp 0809 0306 416. I'm Kala Dakurubatibo, and this is Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigerian for this station. I'll be right back. just to be very certain that I have not missed out on any information due to the changes on the show. Remember, I mentioned earlier that I was to have the TUC chairman in Rivers State on the show today, but due to unforeseen circumstances, it's not here, and you and I would have to do the conversations ourselves, and we need to cover the conversation as broadly as possible. And I'm looking at it. The FG, through the Minister for Labour, Productivity and Employment, have convened a meeting or called for a meeting to discuss the issues and to call off the strike. However, I did mention it earlier. Another member of the federal government had said that it is unfair and that the federal government is not subscribing to Labour's strike, Labour's walkout, given that it's not an offense of the government that has, prompted the strike, but activities that happened in Imo State, or to put it this way, political activities that happened in Imo State. So the thing Bio is saying it's unfair and it's unjustifiable and it's not acceptable. And the federal government, yet again, is also pointing to Labour. Hey, there is a court judgment that restrains Labour from embarking on strike until the matter is being looked at the court. And Labour is saying, I don't care. Labour is saying, you can go to hell, do what suits you, but I'm going on strike. I have started the strike. And we've got NLC, TUC, we've got the medical and health practitioners, we've got SANU, we've got ASU, we've got, I believe, Pangasin. I'm waiting to see, but I believe Pangasin as well, because on Thursday we saw them, not say they would supply petrol to Imo State. They refused to join. However, aviation workers refused to fly to Imo State, so I'm also suspecting that might also be a part. I mean, generally, maybe not everybody's walking out, but there is a walkout. They are downing tools. They have down tools. And the question I'm asking is, do you think Labour has got an argument? I know a lot of you have been saying, Labour should go on strike. Labour. Why? Because the economy is bad. However, the demands on the table are things that the federal government is working on meeting, given that they just passed a supplementary bill or budget, and there's also talk about borrowing money to be able to meet some of these demands. There's also the federal government saying, give us time, we'll make things better, refiners will start working by December. Some of these items that were in the agreement that were signed during the meeting, the tripartite meeting between the federal government, TUC and NLC on October 3, 2023, are being looked at, worked on by the federal government. So the beating of Jajero, is it good enough? Is it good enough? I'm asking. I mean, federal government said it's not good enough and it's unfair and is uncalled for. Injury to one, injury to all. Do you feel like this is a sacrifice you want to make? Because some have also argued, the federal government still, that this would worsen the economic situation in the country. So if you're complaining, the economy is bad, and then you down tools, you shut the machine that runs the country, the economic machine, it's going to worsen things, right? So I'd like to get your views on what side are you on? Are you on the federal government side? Are you on the Labour side? The first two callers said they are not on any side, that they just want the right thing to be done. But then the question then is, what is the right thing? There has to be the right thing, right? 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. And we are on X, Nigeria Info PH. I like you to drop your comments. I read them, especially on Facebook, because I love to interact with my Facebook viewers. So go Nigeria Info PH, drop your comments there, and let's talk. We're talking Labour down tools. What are your thoughts? Let's see these messages. A lot of them pouring in from the WhatsApp portal. Let's see. Says, good evening, Canada. Imagine that your neighbor beat up his domestic staff and the staff came down to lock your compound gate in protest. This is exactly what Labour is doing, and it is completely unfair. A political issue in Imo State should not be the reason why the entire nation should be punished. Labour has become political to be respected and may soon fall out of relevance. Influence is texting from Port Harcourt. All right, Influence, thank you very much. All right, this one says Labour is going on strike for their selfish interest, not for the interest of the poor masses and the sufferings by less privileged Nigerians. Moreover, before I find it difficult to finish two fufu, but now one not even satisfied. Tonsi from Eneka. All right, thank you very much. Let's see. I think I do love this message. I read it open season, so I'm going to pin it. This one says, good day, sir. First, I want to suggest if it will be possible for Nigeria to have a program that will continue to educate the masses about the rights and responsibilities of themselves, largely ignorant. Secondly, Labour and backing on the strides of Mr. Ajero being brutalized is worth it. The man is like the president of the masses. Maybe the insult will teach a lesson to be more people concerned and not their own selfish interests. We the masses, including Labour, have what it takes to enforce what we want in this Nigeria. We are more powerful than all the political class put together. Thank you, Sita Wanchuku. First of all, we do educate people every day. That's why we talk for development. Secondly, I've noted your contribution. Jude from Omuma, welcome. Let's talk, please.
Yeah, Canada, let me make a little explanation because of the way people are reacting on this labor issue.
Okay.
I was a founding member of Pengassi.
Okay.
Under Chief Mayford Dadidi as the General Secretary when Kokori was of New Pen.
Okay.
You know, Pengassi is an association. You have associations and you have those who really belong to labor, market women, artisans, those in the ministries, even those who work as junior workers, all belong to labor, mechanics. So there's no way the labor can effectively work as people are shouting. Labor has not done this, labor has not done that, unless they get the support of the people. What labor is talking about now is what people in Nigeria are suffering, particularly the masses, the downtrodden, with the increase in transportation. Everybody is suffering. With the old people like me in the ministry that are not being paid their pension, they are all suffering. So that labor, when we say labor, they need the support of everybody for them to succeed. We find Kokori was on no pen. Others Oshomoni belong to labor. They succeeded because Nigeria gave them support.
All right.
So, if they're talking about what Nigeria should not forget.
3002 and 0817923003. This Labour Union have done a strike last week, not now when the election is over in Imo State. They decided to go on strike. It is annoying. NECA very pressures from SAS Road. Okay, so this one says Labour is actually working for Nigerians. Why are we ungrateful? Haba. Do you agree? Do you agree Nigerians are ungrateful? Do you agree working for Nigerians? I'd like to get your view on that one. Clement from NTA Road. Clement, welcome on the show. Let's get your thoughts, please.
Yeah, greetings, Mr. Canada.
Yeah, greetings to you.
A quick one. A reminder to Zion. Please do the needful. Instead, please let the needful. Let me take care. Now, let me say something about what we echo the last caller's opinion. Now, and to answer the question, I am on the both sides. Nigerians who are complaining that labor are not doing what they are supposed to do, they call for strike and they will go back and cancel the strike. I think the fault is not on labor. The fault is on Nigerians. To echo what the last caller said, Mr. Kalada, even the pure water seller on traffic should go on strike.
Okay.
The man that sell akara on the street should not sell akara. The man that sell meat in the market should not come out to sell meat. It is not by calling labor. What the man is saying is that Mr. Canada, if you come out, your soul finished, not to buy stuff for Aboki don't close. That is labor. So if the common Nigeria can shut down the FNB market, trust me, everything that you are trying for, don't even buy the police station.
So because they beat the Labour president, the NLC president, we should shut down everything.
Why are we bringing it in? We are talking about you are buying gas 1 kg for over 1,000.
Now, when you shut, fine.
And waiting for NLC labor.
So when you can I come in now, Clement? When you shut down all of these things you've asked to be shut down, what do you think happens to the economy? The economy becomes to get better, or I don't know, what happens to the economy?
See, that is the best protest you can ever have in the world.
I agree.
You don't need to come out of work. All you have to do is stay in your house.
And then I'm asking, what happens?
Okay. The police that needs to buy water to go and stay on the road will not even sleep. See, that is the simple thing that man is talking about, and I concur to that.
All right then. All right, Clement.
In the next 10 years, we will continue like this.
All right, Clement, thank you very much. I have to go. Nubel. Oh, sorry, I missed Nubel's call. God's power from Iche. Welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Canada.
Yeah, welcome. God's power from
Iche.
Iche.
I'm in support of Labour, 100%. And what do I mean by that? Beating the Labour leader is not the only option where they are going. There are a lot of things they demanded from federal government which they did not meet.
Okay.
Beating that man just come as circumstance, a victim of circumstance.
The major reason
to make the person to be more provoked.
Okay, all right then.
Even if he went for political rally, I was living in Banana Republic, must he be beaten because he went for labor or something like that? It's a campaign, is it not something that somebody should do? And not notwithstanding, look at all the demands of labor. People are saying it's their own. They demanded for petroleum, reversal, and all of that things, electricity. I'm not talking of their own alone. And federal government has not done all those ones. And it is the fact that they understand.
Federal government.
If they don't do this, federal government will not sit up.
Okay.
Mention one. All their demand, they did the mention, they did the warning strike, they did some protest, they have not done it. Only they will. All
right.
They are not saying because they did
God's power. Can you listen now? Number one, the federal government has said it would not remove subsidy on electricity, so I guess that's one. Two, step in, answering labor's questions. And three, at least the Port Harcourt Old Refinery. So don't you think federal government is in the move to meet the demand, and labor is just hasty and using not meeting the agreement as cover up to go on strike for beating up the NLC president?
Let me tell you, Canada.
All right.
I'm a family man.
Okay.
When your wife is cooking food and say, wait a bit, you see the woman just going in the kitchen, you know that the food will soon be ready. But when somebody says, please, I want to please tell me good food, there is no pot, no water, nothing is preparing. Do you think that person is preparing food for you? That's what the government has said. That's the most promising. We are December. What are the years?
All right, then.
To show that, yes, the food will be ready by that time.
All right.
They're talking talk that they're not doing anything to buttress their talking.
Okay.
That's what they're saying.
All right.
I'm not saying they have not promised. When they promise to be right, is that one they give people 1 cup of rice and the other one? Is that palliative? They've not done anything.
But then again, I've got to let you go. I'm sorry. But the question I want to ask is this. That for those of you who know, yes, it's a good deal. I hope you're also taking into consideration the fact that the economy will also be impacted by this strike. Remember, it's indefinite. If the Minister for Labour, Productivity and Employment is not able to meet or come to an agreement with Labour, there is the likelihood that this will run for a while. And if that happens, have you thought about the impact on the economy? But I've got another God's Power calling from Port Harcourt. God's Power, welcome.
Hello, Kalada. Good evening.
Yeah, welcome, God's Power.
Yes, it's a shame that some person will come on air to say
God's Power. Let's not do that.
Okay,
Allow everybody the right to their opinion.
I will draw
please.
my statement.
All right, let's hear yours.
I will draw my statement. But the issue remains here that the economy before now has been in disarray.
Okay.
Labor, whatever, is not affecting any economy. But my concern here is that whenever Labor want to embark on nationwide strike, court will want to give court injunction. Can the same court also advise federal government for the peace of this nation, everything to go well? Because governments know that whenever they go to court, court will give them court injunction to stop labor from the action. How long are we going to continue like this? That the court cannot advise for federal government on way forward.
God's Power. There is an existing court order. It wasn't a new court order. I guess maybe if you're referring to fresh court order, is the one that was done in Imo State. There, remember, Labour wanted to go on strike October. There was a court order then. That court order still exists, and that's what
there's a level of time they will extend the court order. I think
it said until the matter is dealt with. That's what it said. Until there's a matter in court, so you can't go on strike until the matter is dealt with.
Okay, again, to say that Labour president went to Imo State based for political issue is pure lie. That is not true.
Okay, all right.
That is it.
All right, thank you very much, God's Power. I've got Matthew. He's calling from Apple Road. He's called back. Matthew, welcome on the show. Let's talk, please.
Yeah, Kalada.
Kalada it is. Welcome.
I just want to say something about the economy the government is using to deceive us. The economy is not good. The economy is not good. What do they mean by economy is not good? Travel out and come back to Nigeria and see the number of men streaming into Nigeria to come and do their job. There are about 5 companies in Nigeria that are dollar-based. The money they receive is dollar. Let me mention them to you. Nigeria Port Authority.
Okay, go ahead.
NIMASA.
Okay.
Customs. Then Inland Revenue. Their money is dollar-based. What the labor is supposed to do is to go out, get the statistics of this money that are to this company, calculate them, go and meet the federal government and say, look, this idea of there's no money, there's no money. This is what the revenue you are receiving is. They are just going about, without any statistics, without any figure.
But I think it's Matthew Pause. I think it's not news. The federal government is making money. Yes, the customs is like the second largest revenue generator for the country. However, all of the monies we generate, according to the government, are used to service loans because we use about 90 something percent according to statistics.
We are these companies are mentioned. They are generating dollars.
But it's still used to service loans. That's what we're saying. They're used to service debts that we
no, but not the money NPA is working alone. It's enough to pay the 200 and
I am giving you
500,000 naira a month.
I am giving you data.
We still have money left.
I'm giving you data real time from NBS, and I'm saying that whatever money is generated either from the sale of crude oil, combine that with what we get from NPA and customs altogether, all of it, or 90% of it, are used to service debt, and then we have to borrow to run our economy.
No, they are not telling us the truth.
Okay,
they are not telling us the truth.
Right.
I work there and I know what is there.
But I'm telling you what the people in government are saying. But thank you, Matthew. I've got to go.
The people working in government are deceiving us. Okay. I can tell you, our insider.
Okay, all right then. All right, Matthew. All right, thank you very much. Ibisu from Audley Road. I can argue with Matthew. He worked for MPA, so he has more knowledge than I do. But Ibisu from Audley Road. Yeah, welcome.
Yes, I'm not going before Labour or the federal government. But
Now, the common woman that is selling akara at the junction, who has said that she go on strike, who will tell that woman if she don't have any money to feed her that day?
All right.
Now you say the private sector and the public, everybody should shut down. When what they are fighting for, they give them. Canada, me that is a self-employed person, will they come and give me money? Or the person that is selling pure water, will they come and give you money? You sell pure water today, take this 10,000 naira for today. You know, when you are dancing Dorime with government officials, you don't know that at the end of the day, they will be elected and fight with you. When you are going to Abuja to hold meeting in AC, sometimes I don't want to be in AC. Let us sit down under the tree and discuss our matter. And this matter is serious. Not to go to Abuja, they give you 5-star hotel, you lodge there, they give you brand you're going to put in your pocket without with the public that is suffering to know. Now when the soup sour, you say that everybody should come and get the
injury to one is injury to all.
In Canada, injury to one is really affecting the common Canada. If you are self-employed, injury to one, injury to all. The self-employed person or the person in Canada, is it the injury to all? The both parties should know what they are doing. They should not put the masses into problems. Many people are suffering. Okay, right. If you are coming to work today, you don't have car, and maybe you are living in you are living in Waterline, and you are going to Rumosi. You will trek from that place to Rumosi to give us this broadcast today?
No, not at all. I have to pay transport.
So what are we saying?
All right. Then.
These people are just putting us in danger.
All right. Then.
Now some people use the opportunity to go and disturb people that are still at the junction to tax them with frustration. Now, things are happening in different areas, but not here. Go to junction to tax people. You are driving keke, they tax you, they put mark on your keke. Some people are paying 3 times a day. Is never doing that people. Here. Allow the port to breathe. All
right, thank you very much, Ibiso. Let the port breathe. This one says, which economy? See how the economy is booming. Are we buying fuel 100 naira per liter and they are going on strike? Are we buying egg 20 naira per one and they're going on strike? Are we buying sachet water 10 naira each and going on strike? See the economy now. You think the woman selling akara is happy, but what happened to her? That's the question we're asking, because this will impact the economy, no doubt about that. This one says, good evening, I support Labour 100%, even if there is a court order. Federal governments don't obey court orders, so Labour should carry on. Okay, all right. This one says, good evening, Canada. I don't know why you're contradicting what your station read in the news since 6 a.m. Why are you stressing the beating of the NLC president as if that's the only reason they're embarking on the strike? Your news also mentioned all pending issues. Remember that NLC has given every 1 month ultimatum which just expired. Please give us all the issue and not just the beating of the president. F Smart from Agri Estate. I don't know if you've been listening to the show, but those were the things that I mentioned first, even before I went to the beating. Other listeners can bear me a witness. I don't know if you've been listening from the beginning, but I did mention that word. I mentioned that. I did mention fixing the refineries. I did mention what else again did I mention? I talked about subsidy of electricity, Ikola called it, and I reminded him that the president declared that they would not remove subsidy. So what makes you think not talk about all the pending issues? I'm saying the major issue as written and talked about even in our bulletin is the beating. That's why ASU said they are going in solidarity strike. All right. So this one says many people cheering Labour to go on strike don't even know the reason they are going on strike. Jajaro went to Imo purely for political reasons and was beaten up by thugs. Though Labour is denying it, most people think the strike is improving the lot of the common riches force. Damaging the economy for selfish reasons is not what the Labour Union is formed to do. Joe from Port Harcourt. Commercial break. We'll talk about this some more. Do stay tuned.
Mommy, what is